So, this is it. This is episode 1 of the Josh Astrop Podcast.
Are we now doing it?
We're doing it.
Sorry, okay.
Why, did you want me to warn you?
I didn't, yeah.
Why, you got to do some exercises?
Yeah, I didn't hand him a warm-up yet.
Yeah, some deep lunges.
I can't even do it. That sort of thing.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. So, a new chapter for the podcast.
Yeah, exciting new chapter.
Largely, maybe not largely, but partly down to you.
Good, that's good to know.
I think, in a positive way.
Yeah, I like to think so.
With the stuff that you've got going on at the moment.
Yeah.
The groups.
Yeah, groups is a big deal.
Yeah, I didn't realise how much potential there was in there, or because the groups I'm a member of, half of them I've never looked at.
Yeah.
Someone's asked me to join it and I felt bad, so I said I would, and then I never look at it. Because I always feel like saying, like, ignore or decline or can't go, I feel like that's negative.
Yeah.
So I just say yes, as if to say, well, maybe no, but I'm supporting you.
If it's an unuseful group, I'd suggest just joining it and then unfollowing it.
Yeah.
I guess that's what you do anyway.
Yeah.
To my groups.
Well, I said to you the other day, they're so busy, there's so many people posting in them that I turned off the notifications.
Yeah.
Because it came up, I turned it off from, like, all of them to highlights, so that I'm still checking it a few times a day.
Yeah.
Rather than every time it goes off.
We should probably clarify we're talking about Facebook groups.
Yes.
So we could have been talking about any form of group, like a boy band group.
Yeah.
Some sort of sexual thing.
Yeah.
But no, Facebook groups. Anyone that might be listening who doesn't really know what we're talking about. Facebook group is like a private thing. It's like your own little private Facebook, basically.
Mm.
And you can choose who's in there, and people can choose if they want to be a part of that community. But for things like building a personal brand or gaining, like, market information or market research, you can, like, really have a really concise group of people for an exact market in a group because you've got control over it.
Yeah.
And that's such a powerful tool. It's something that you could spend thousands of pounds on, and people do spend thousands of pounds doing the same market research as you could do.
Mm. Some of the features that are standard in the group are features that probably originated from email lists, that sort of thing. A couple of the features, like welcoming new members, which I've seen you do a few times, and to find out that isn't you going through seeing who's joined today. It's actually like welcome, insert new members' names here.
Yeah.
Which probably came from something like MailChimp or some of the email subscription newsletters, because when new customers sign those newsletters, they get an automatic email sent out. So it's like it feels more personal than that.
Yeah.
More than
it is, and it's. I'm talking about it as if it's just a pure business thing, but it's actually really enjoyable to do. I guess everyone knows, like, the general Facebook population, even people on your friends list, you're not going to be, like, on board with everything they say, and they're not going to be on board with everything you say. Sometimes to, like, a extreme degree, but in a group, everyone's there. Everyone's got at least one thing in common, which means that all discussions and everything, it's just enjoyable. And everyone's super helpful. I created a group a couple of weeks ago called the Freelance Millennial community, and that everyone in there, I can't believe how nice and helpful everyone is. It's like a miracle.
Yeah. And I can be cynical.
Yeah.
And I can quite often, like, be very judgmental, not like in my head, obviously, but that
behind people's backs.
Yeah, not outwardly. So nobody knows. It's not like I'm talking about somebody behind their back. But I'm thinking, oh, well, that's pointless or that's useless. And then, but being in groups like that makes you think, oh, yeah, okay, your judgments are always wrong.
Yeah,
you know, whenever you're cynical, it's like somebody does something you think is I don't know, pointless or attention seeking or whatever. It's like, well, they're freelance or they're an entrepreneur or they've got a business. They have to be attention seeking. That's what it is.
Yeah.
If you don't get any attention, you don't get any business.
Yeah.
So it's easy to judge and be judgmental, but
it is. But helping. Also, I think some people go about it the entirely wrong way. Because, like, you say everyone wants attention and stuff, which is true, but just getting attention without giving everything back is a completely wrong way to go about it. Yeah. If I see people doing that in a group too much, I'll just, not in my group, in someone else's group, I'll just unfollow them or block them a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, it gives off a bad vibe, because they're not trying to give anyone anything. They're literally like, this is what I do. Who wants to buy my services?
Yeah.
So I don't want to buy your services.
Yeah.
No one's going to want to. Give us something, which is a whole providing value thing that everyone talks about providing value, which drives me kind of mad.
Yeah.
But it's true though.
Yeah.
Because if someone's not providing value and they're literally just self-promoting, it's just a horrible vibe about it.
Yeah. It's just pushing. It's like, buy my stuff, help me out, but I'm not going to offer any help to anybody else.
Yeah.
And you can see that. You can see that in promote. I mean, one of the groups I'm in is a podcasting group. I think it's the Podcast Supporters Network.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. It's really good. I mean, there's loads and loads of people in there. Some people that are, doing really well with their podcasts. They're like hundreds of thousands of downloads or whatever. They're really successful and it's spread all over the world. And then there's some people that are tiny, have just started, got one episode. But they don't allow anyone to talk about their podcast, about promote it. They have I think it's either one day or the weekend.
Yeah.
And it's called like Wank Off Weekend, where everyone just pushes out all of their self-promotion. Yeah, it's actually called that. I think the wording might be different, but it's exactly that. It's just, this is just a chance for everyone to say, come and listen to my podcast.
Yeah.
And not offer any value.
Yeah.
So I think that's quite a good way of doing it. I mean, it must be an adult-only group. I imagine it would be with podcasters. And it was quite, I thought, that's a bit, you don't get that in every group. But then I prefer that. It's like, well, that's how people talk.
It is. Yeah. That's not that I don't want to talk entirely about my groups and stuff, but that's some people you can see they're doing things that they don't necessarily have an experience in, or they're doing it because they think that's what people want to hear. I'm treating it like a platform for me to share the advice. We share advice together. I'm just saying the same stuff that I've learned over the last 8 years of working freelance. Because believe it or not, it does actually feel nice to help people.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I quite often have people just messaging me anyway, just asking for advice. So it felt like a good idea to organise it a bit better.
Yeah.
Rather than just messaging people the same thing over and over and over.
That's it.
Same advice over and over. Now you can put a video out talking about one topic. Everyone in that group can watch it and gain that advice rather than me writing it out 100 times.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Yeah. That's so true. I think it's with particularly if you're freelance or if you're starting a business or you're just getting going, you don't have a lot of time, you don't have a lot of money, so you feel like you can't help anybody else. You feel like, well, I haven't got time to do what I want to do that I need to do anyway, and I don't have any spare money to help anyone out financially or anything like that. And it's not working. If what I'm doing was working, I would have more time and money. So it's easy to feel like you have no value or you can't help anybody, but that's not true. And it only takes a few times of like doing that. Yeah. I remember when I'd started, I wasn't that long into it, maybe 6 months, and people were coming to me saying like, "Oh, what do you do? How do you do it?" And I'm like, I don't know. I'm doing this so far. And I'll keep doing it until I have to close the door. Yeah. But you do pick up stuff. Yeah. Daily.
You don't realise how much you know until someone comes to you when they know nothing in the nicest possible way. They know nothing. Like they literally just started out. They're like, I don't know what I'm doing. How do you get clients? How do you export? I'm a video producer, by the way. How do you export this, or how does this camera work? Whatever. You realise how much you picked up. And how little you knew when you started off. Yeah, like I knew absolutely nothing. I didn't realise I knew nothing, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Because I just thought when I picked up a camera, I was like, this is easy. Yeah, I didn't worry about all the technical stuff, which is great for me. But not everyone thinks like that. So some people worry about not having to know every single little thing about everything, rather than just going out and doing stuff. Which is, when you're starting out, that's a damaging thing. Yeah. You need to, the only thing you can do when you're starting out is just do stuff. Do whatever you do, just do it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I remember when I first started before I started this current version of the podcast, I did one with you and Alex. Do you remember that? It was a live video. You filmed a live audio work sessions video.
Yeah.
Band playing downstairs. Yeah. And then we went into the room and then recorded a podcast, or we'd recorded it out in the kitchen.
Do you know, I can't remember recording a podcast. Oh yeah.
I think we audio recorded the podcast.
Yes.
But videoed them playing.
Oh, I do remember.
Sort of both they were the same thing, but then the video, the performance went on YouTube and the podcast went on iTunes.
I remember,
so they weren't.
It was so long ago, wasn't it?
It was. I mean, that was probably 6 or 7 years ago now.
That's devastating.
But that was such a undertaking. Oh, bit of music from next door. There you go. We're learning things all the time. Need to put some soundproofing on that wall. That's what happens when you do a podcast in a place you haven't done one in before. So I wanted to do live sessions, acoustic or unplugged style. I knew that you could film it and you were willing to do it, and Alex could do the sound, and he was up for it as well. And the bands wanted to do it, so it was a great project. Yeah. But in the end, I think we did, I don't know, 5 to 10 maybe, something
probably,
like that.
I'd say nearer to 5.
Yeah, okay. And I loved them. I thought they were really, really good. But I was relying on you giving your time for free, Alex giving his time for free. And it was like a whole day or half a day, more like a whole day, plus editing or whatever it takes for you, which is probably another day.
Yeah.
Which you just can't do. You can't do that work for free. And I didn't have any money at the time, so I can pay, so we stopped doing it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it shows you what's possible. I mean, you know, mate, we were basically producing like a little TV show, live performance singing.
Absolutely.
So it's possible to do, but then that gives you ideas like, okay, well, it doesn't work this way. How can I do it?
Yeah.
Like we're doing now. How can I, record it on my phone, get a portable recorder? It's so affordable.
Yeah.
It's just an iPhone 6 or whatever. It's nothing jazzy.
Yeah.
And a Zoom recorder that was about 150 quid. That's it. And there's no reason why that can't be as good as someone with their own studio.
Not at all.
Yeah.
There's not at all. And it's incredible what you can do. And it doesn't even have to be the best quality anyway. I'm not saying this is going to be bad quality.
No.
But
but it could be better. If it was done in a recording studio or a TV studio, it would be better.
What would you gain from that?
Well, yeah, I think when you get to that point, it's like that's fine-tuning it.
Yeah.
The difference between sound levels and visuals between here and there is probably, I don't know, 10% at most.
Yeah.
But you're spending 10 grand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, I don't think it's worth that unless somebody's willing to pay it for me. But the feel of this podcast is that it's informal and it's a chat. So it doesn't matter. I don't think that it's not polished with intros and all of that and effects and stuff. It's not about that.
Yeah, I don't think it's needed.
No, you can use that to your advantage. I mean, maybe when I started, I wanted that. I wanted to produce a proper thing with multiple cameras, and then I'm like, right, well, that's definitely not possible. I can't do that. If I'm doing it on my own, there's no way that's possible.
Do you know, I remember we had that discussion actually, and I was like, just buy some GoPro rip-offs and just get them all going. But it's definitely possible, but A, it's unnecessary, and B, it'd probably be a nightmare to get right.
Well, this is it. I mean, you could have a couple of GoPros set up from different angles and then just do that, but then that's an editing job.
Yeah. At the end of the day, why would you want more than one angle of us sitting here?
Yeah.
If I listen to, or if I watch a podcast on, I did the air thing, if you listen to the audio. What's that called? The
air quotes.
Air quotes.
Yeah.
If I listen to a podcast on
air
YouTube.
Guitar, it's called air guitar.
Then I normally do it while I'm editing something. I never watch the video because it's literally just people sat around talking.
Yeah. You know what I do? I watch some live. If, like, Rogan's, for example, that's 3 hours, I mean, I occasionally do have 3 hours to watch it. But I will only do that if it's somebody I really want to hear from and see. And it does add a different dimension. Being able to see the look on somebody's face when they're talking. I liken it to sending a text message.
Yeah.
You can't always see the humour or the sarcasm, but if they were standing in front of you, you'd definitely get it straight away.
Yeah, absolutely.
So without the face to know what's going on, sometimes with podcasts, you can misjudge people. And I've done that before. Listen to it, I think, oh, I don't like the way they were saying that, or that sounds a bit arrogant. And then I'll go and watch it. And I think, oh, they were joking, or they weren't being serious, but it sounded like they were being serious. But yeah, when it's down to this, I mean, and those kinds of things, they're facing each other. So they're not just going to have one side on camera because you only see the side of somebody's face. And then they're cut to the monitors and they've got a producer.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. There's, have you heard of the H3H3 podcast? There's like a YouTube channel.
I've heard of it, yeah.
It's this guy and a girl. I'm not a fan of like YouTubers at all. In general, I think it's a pretty unbearable culture. Like the big YouTubers.
Okay.
Like, it just, something about it doesn't click. It seems really ingenuous. Everyone's just trying to get views for talking about stuff they probably shouldn't be talking about.
Yeah.
But anyway, these people, they're just funny. And that's what their podcast's like. They've got like probably 3 or 4 cameras. They've got SM7Bs, which are nice.
Yeah. That's the dream.
Yeah.
They're good ones.
Yeah.
That's next on the list when I sell a kidney.
In a proper studio. Yeah, and they've got they've got a vision mixer. They've obviously got a producer.
Yeah.
I think they can take phone calls. It's just,
wow, that's a proper setup, yeah.
But then, not really gaining that much.
Yeah, that's it.
And also, you could do that, you could do most of that with a Google Hangouts. If we were in 2 different rooms talking, it automatically cut between us, wouldn't it? And then we could put a screencast up or whatever.
Yeah.
So it is all achievable, it just depends.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. What do you want to get from it? What's the point? And it's not. This isn't particularly a visual medium. And I've put audio only podcasts on YouTube before.
Yeah.
But in my experience, they're not great. I don't particularly think it's worth it. And it's available on so many different platforms anyway. It's not like if you haven't got iTunes or an Apple device, you can't hear it, because you can. It's on any of the podcasting platforms. You can find this Podbean,
yeah,
Stitcher, Acast. It's on loads. So yeah, those audio only ones are, while they're good, and obviously not having to edit a thingy. So I think this will be live streamed in future.
Yeah,
not this first one.
Yeah, can't be trusted.
Yeah, that's also another issue I might have to think about, because there's only me and you here. There's nobody else. If the connection goes down, I don't know.
I was going to check.
Imagine. Yeah, that's a good point. That was your job. That was your job. I'll make the guests work. But yeah, so that's an interesting thing. But you know, it's all part of the learning curve, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's
It is.
Yeah.
So, not that I want to interview you. What do I do?
Fire away.
So, what's your idea? Like, what are you doing with this? If you know what I mean. Like, what's your end point?
Well, now the podcast has changed its name, so it's separated from the studio element of the business, because I don't think they're particularly relevant to each other anymore. In the beginning, I was basically interviewing friends and musicians, so they all came from the studio. So now I think it's going to give it its own legs, and basically just do that. Just film it and record it weekly, and it's very similar to how it was before, but with a different name. But obviously treat it as more of its own entity, rather than trying to make it sort of share it via the studio, because the studio is more popular than the podcast. Yeah. So far. So that's the idea. Yeah. Just push it a bit more. So, and obviously film it, and it'll be on YouTube or Facebook. I'm not sure which one to go live. Do you have experience with that? Whether to stream it, do a live on Facebook or YouTube?
No.
Because then I don't have to edit the video at all. Whereas if I put it on, if you stream to Facebook, I presume it saves it, and then you've got that file.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I have streamed to Facebook. Sorry, I misunderstood. Yeah, I have streamed to Facebook, and it gives you the option to upload it to Facebook. Because
I was thinking then, well, maybe you can upload that then, or edit that a bit and then upload it to YouTube, but you might as well just upload it straight away and save yourself the extra editing time. Yeah. For the minimal difference.
Unless something terrible happens,
Yeah. Something terrible.
Yeah. It's part of me and Josh talk a lot about business and about stuff. It's something we've spoken about quite a lot as well is personal brands and that kind of just having the balls to put yourself out.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. I'm not a fan of that phrase.
Yeah,
but I think I agree with what it means.
Yeah,
it just feels a little bit like I feel even just naming the podcast my name. I feel like I'm trying to be Kim Kardashian. I'm not completely comfortable with it.
Yeah,
but in reality,
it's your name.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy.
yeah. That good advice which you gave to me last week made me think. Yeah, stop fucking about.
Yeah,
because I spent 3 months trying to think of a new name for the podcast and couldn't come up with anything.
Yeah,
wasted time.
Yeah,
I just changed it and got on with it.
And that's it. Again, just doing something rather than worrying about it. Hasn't got to be perfect. You think about band names, for an example. People can spend like 6 months thinking of a band name and it can be awful. And then, like I always think Red Hot Chili Peppers is a terrible band name, but they're like one of the biggest bands in the world.
Yeah.
Metallica is a terrible.
Yeah.
All band names are terrible.
Yeah.
It's so objective or subjective. Objective, yeah. That
no,
call it
subjective.
what you want. Subjective.
What are you trying to say?
It's so
it depends
down to opinions.
Yeah, subjective then. Subjective. Yeah, so subject to people's opinions. Yeah.
Yeah. So you might as well just call it what you want.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you start putting content out, the name's going to be irrelevant.
Yeah. Someone's going to say, "That's the best name I've ever heard in my life," and someone else is going to say, "That is absolutely rubbish."
Yeah.
And everything in between. That's funny because a lot of bands have been here. A lot of new bands have been here that don't have names, and they always, or quite often, they'll say, "Oh, we're thinking of these names," or because when they make the booking, they have to put the artist name, and then I write the artist name on the chalkboard. So I inevitably say, "Oh, have you got a name yet?" And they all like in and ahhing, and I always say, "It doesn't matter. It's just a name. Just call it something. As long as you can spell it, as long as it's easy to spell, and you can type it in Google without an issue, just crack on." But I didn't take the advice myself.
Yeah, that's it. It's easy to give advice.
Yeah,
it's difficult to take your own advice.
Yeah,
even though it's normally the right thing.
Yeah. Practice what you preach.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Whereas my band name annoys you, doesn't it?
What band name's that?
Motel. It's got the O with the line.
No. Is
it not you who said that?
No.
It's impossible to search for.
No. I asked you. I said, is it? Because I don't know how to do the O with a strike through.
Hold down O.
Yeah.
Until the little thing comes up and then press 6.
Is that on a Windows or a Mac?
Mac.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Sorted.
But if you search for motel with a regular O, it still comes up, doesn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think so. Hopefully.
Are you Google AdWords in a Google AdWords war against the motel industry?
and the singer Mo, who is just the same two first letters.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But regular O?
No.
Oh, really?
The line through, yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Don't know if that's a positive or a negative.
Yeah.
Might be a positive.
Yeah.
Maybe. I guess it would be a positive. I don't know. Anyway.
A minefield.
Yeah, it is a minefield. Yeah. So, the personal brand
Personal brand, sorry, I interrupted you.
No, that's cool. Yeah. No, I did as well. Plug in my band. www.motelcult.com. So, yeah, personal branding, I feel like, I know it isn't... It is something that sounds like it's related to value, like it's like stop talking in that business jargon.
Yeah.
My personal brand, I like to provide loads of value for people. But as a freelancer or as someone who's doing something like this podcast, personal brand is literally, it's your business. It's nothing special. Yeah. It's just a name for just you being a business.
Yeah.
We used to call it, before personal brands, when there was like a videographer who just went out by himself, I don't know if it was a well-known thing, we used to call them one-man brands.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if that's like a thing or just something we used to say. But it's a business thing and it works. And now people have got the tools to make it work really well.
Yeah, thanks to technology, really, isn't it? It's it's having all the platforms to be able to do it yourself. You know, imagine if you couldn't do all of the things yourself. If you wanted to do a podcast, you needed a studio and an engineer. If you wanted to do a video, you needed a TV studio and a videographer. If you wanted an Instagram account, you needed a photographer.
Yeah.
And, you know, you need a marketer. It's like, who can do this? It's like, that's just not possible.
Yeah.
But now, if you've got a phone, you can do it all.
It's insane, isn't it? I don't think people realise how lucky they are, how lucky we are. Think about when camera phones just started coming out. That was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Because we're from a time before camera phones.
Yeah.
Which is unbelievable, really.
Yeah, my first mobile didn't have a camera phone because they didn't exist. They had a camera on it because they didn't exist.
No.
And then they came about, and that was incredible.
Yeah.
Colour screens.
That was unreal.
Polyphonic ringtones. This can do more than 2 noises at once.
Crazy.
And now it's like, this has got,
I'm carrying a computer around in my pocket.
Yeah. It's incredible. And that's one of the things, I don't know, there's a phrase for it, or I can't remember what it is, but the fact that, you know, the richest person in the world, the person who has the ability to buy whatever they want, can still only get an iPhone X.
Yeah.
You know, just like me.
That's true.
And the poorest person, you know, maybe not the poorest person in the world, but whoever can get a phone contract, they can't get a better phone. There is no better. Well, better.
Yeah.
There's no
gold plated.
Yeah. There's no more advanced phone available than the iPhone X or the Samsung, whatever their latest one is, or whatever. 9. Yeah. There's a ceiling on that, regardless of income.
Yeah. I never thought of that. That's true, isn't it?
And there's not many industries or technologies. Laptops, there probably isn't. I mean, Macs are way too expensive anyway.
Yeah.
But even the best one there, you know, is reasonably achievable.
It is,
even if
yeah.
you just get finance or whatever.
Yeah.
Unlike cars, where, you know, the difference between you can get one for 10 grand or whatever, you can get one for 10 million.
Yeah.
You know.
Or you can get one for 500 quid.
Or 500 quid, yeah.
My friend's got a Tesla.
Oh, wow.
It's ridiculous.
It's the future, isn't it?
It is the future.
Yeah.
It really is the future. Like, I can't... It doesn't even feel like getting in a car.
No.
It's so different. It's incredible. I found that after I went in it for about literally 2 minutes, I went in it, we all had to go in a Tesla, where we would have like a seat in a Tesla. I don't want to name drop Miami, but we did a shoot in Miami, and like in this mall, they had like a Tesla showroom thing. You could go in, and we were just like, "This is ridiculous." It's like being in a spaceship. It's nothing like a car at all. And then my mate, off the back of that, he basically came back and got one. And I went on like a 2-minute drive with him, and I can't tell you how amazing it is. So amazing.
What's different?
So spacious,
right.
Like so spacious. It just doesn't feel like a car. I can't describe it.
Yeah, okay.
It's so smooth. It's so quiet. The power is ridiculous. Like the acceleration is actually terrifying.
Yeah.
Like it's scary. I think it pretty much gave me whiplash because you can go from nothing to like 60 in a split second.
Yeah,
it's crazy. There's boot space in the front and the back. There's barely any parts that can go wrong with it. Even things like you can get an app on your phone where you can get the car to pull out of the parking space by itself.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
That is futuristic shit.
Yeah, it's like
self-driving.
David Hasselhoff calling Kit.
Yeah.
And it coming along and him jumping in it. You can do that now with a Tesla. The central console is just like this massive screen, so you can go on the internet. It drives itself. It's just like it's just incredible.
It is, and Elon Musk. I mean, obviously, you know, he's lauded as a genius and a whatever. And he, I don't know whether he's a genius, but he's like, to me, obviously he's intelligent, a really intelligent guy, but he has the resources to get things done.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure all of the ideas and all of that stuff that's in the Tesla now, a lot of car companies and a lot of people at car companies have wanted to do that stuff for ages.
Yeah.
But because they're one cog in the machine, it's never going to get, no, it's too expensive, we can't do that research. Whereas Elon Musk, it feels like what would be the best solution for this problem? That would, well, let's just do that then, rather than let's do a cost effective halfway there sort of thing that all the other bigger companies. So it seems like he has the resources, and he can afford to. It's like when he said he sold PayPal or whatever for 300 million, and he like paid, invested 100 million in this, invested 50 million in that, bought this company for 10 million, and I had to borrow money for rent. It's like, well, there you go. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Did you watch the SpaceX launch thing that happened recently?
I didn't. No.
That is incredible. When you see, obviously, the space shuttle goes up, and then it's got the rockets either side of the space shuttle, and normally when it gets to a certain, because they just contain fuel.
Yeah.
So it gets to a certain height, and then it just ditches them, and they fall to the ground and smash, and then they go and collect them. Well, the ones on this one, they detach, and then they come back down, and they fucking land. They've got rockets in them. So you see these two things, and then they come crashing towards the Earth, and then the rockets underneath fire up, and they just slowly, and then land upright.
Yeah.
And they can reuse them.
They can reuse them. That's crazy, isn't it?
That's incredible. That's like a self-propelled fuel tank.
Yeah.
And you think, well, obviously that's the best solution for that problem, rather than making these massive fuel tank things and then just firing them off the side of the thing and crashing, right?
Yeah.
Build some more.
Yeah,
it's like, no.
That's the American way.
Yeah. It's like, clearly, I mean, it looks like aliens when you see these things, landing themselves.
Have a look. I don't know why I haven't watched it.
I accidentally caught it on Facebook, and it said, launch live in 10 minutes. I don't particularly follow him or what they're doing. And I thought, I'll watch that. And it was amazing. And then he put a Tesla on the spacecraft.
I saw something about...
with a dummy pilot sitting there like that, a driver. So it's like, well, yeah, of course you'd do that.
Why did he do that? Just as
I don't know. And he played Life on Mars while it was going round, and David Bowie played Tesla in a film.
Oh, wow.
So it's all connected.
Cool.
It was really weird.
Imagine being able to afford just to create your own sort of in-joke reference thing.
In space. In-joke for us is like prank phone call. But for him, it's like, I'm going to send one of my amazing cars into space.
Yeah. They are amazing cars.
Yeah.
I was looking at getting one, but it's a lot of money. But even though it's a lot of money, I was like, it might be worth just making extra money every month.
Yeah.
600 quid a month you can get one for.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money, but then you've got a Tesla.
Yeah.
And they're so cool.
But would that wear off?
Probably.
I think if the money was tight, it might wear off. But if you could comfortably afford it, it wouldn't be a stress for you. It's like anything. The amount of times I've done that, I've bought something like, should I have bought it? And then I've sent it back, or I'm like, I regret it. Buyer's remorse. And that's only because it's been a bit tight and maybe I didn't need it. I think that helps you. One of the benefits of being freelance or having your own business is when you're in control of all the money, I think you're more strict because you have to be.
Yeah.
And then you realise what you need and what you don't need.
Yeah.
And what's waste, and which is a valuable lesson. Otherwise, you just continue doing it for years. And you hear these people that are like, I've spent 100 quid on Starbucks this month.
Yeah.
It's like, fucking hell, 100 quid.
Yeah.
That's like mind blowing.
Yeah.
For some people, that's just like, well, that's how much Starbucks costs.
Yeah.
When you have 2 of them every day. It's like, yeah, I'm sure. But is that necessary?
Nothing's necessary though, is it?
Well, this is it. I mean, why not have a glass of water?
Yeah.
Well, this is it.
Yeah.
It's being, that fiscal responsibility that you have to learn from running your own thing.
But I think the flip side of that, I feel the opposite. I feel like I haven't necessarily got to be careful with money, because I know I can, if I want to, I can go and make more money, because I'm in control of.
Yeah.
I'm completely in control of if I find more clients and get more work, or if I just kind of float along on the minimum.
You haven't got a fixed income.
That's it, that's an amazing thing.
Yeah. It has its negatives.
It can, yeah.
Yeah, in the beginning it does, when you can't get the business and you really want it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, luckily, I did work really hard, but I never really had that period where I didn't have clients.
Right. Bastard.
Yeah. but I think a lot of that was to do with the position I was in. Both times I went out by myself. 'Cause the first time I was at university, I just come out of a job that I absolutely hated. And And I've been doing that for like 3 years, and I knew what actual hard work was. So when it came down to filming things, that's nothing compared to what I was doing before.
Yeah, yeah.
And working long hours. I mean, I used to play in a band, so I'd like tour in the evenings. There'd be sometimes you'd have like 9 dates in a row. You go to work in a day, drive a few hours at night, go to a show, come back, get home at 3 a.m., get up at like 6 a.m., go to work, and do that for like a week or 2 weeks. Once you've done that, nothing's that bad.
Yeah.
It's just a bit of hard work.
Yeah. And you know, it's like exercise or whatever, you know, or I don't know, doing something. Well, as soon as you've pushed yourself that much, obviously you can't do that forever, but you know where your limit is, and you know how it feels when you're getting to your end, you know, getting to the end of your tether, or you haven't got much more left. So it's like, well, okay, anything less than this is well within my capabilities.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think the more you do it as well, the more you can fine tune everything to the point where even when you are at full tilt, it doesn't feel the same, because you don't feel like you're going to go mad. You know the processes that you need to do. You can fine tune everything, and all you got to do is just do the work rather than worry about if something's going to work or not.
Yeah.
Just actually working towards getting to that end point.
Yeah.
So you can have a day off.
Yeah.
It definitely. I love being freelance or working for myself. It's just the best. I really. I think everyone should do it. I know not everyone necessarily could do it, but I think there's a way that everyone could find something that they could do to work for themselves. And I don't think the process is very difficult. Just something else I'm trying to get across in the group. And I'm writing a book as well, just sort of breaking it down to be in the most simple way possible, to go from not being freelance or being freelance and not knowing what you're doing to then being successful and being fully booked and stuff. Because there's only like 4 real I said it in a group the other day. There's only 4 things you really need to do. Create leads, which is like possible clients, make them clients, provide your service, and get paid. When that's literally all it is, just 4 things.
Yeah.
And if you can't do those 4 things, then something's gone terribly wrong, because it's so simple.
Yeah.
Find people to do work for, do the work, and get paid.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. That is it. It's interesting how impossible it can seem until you've done it. Now, obviously, I mean, I'm nowhere near an expert in anything that I do, to be quite honest. You know, business, still got a lot to learn. I'm still making a lot of mistakes. There's a lot of things I could be doing better than I am doing. But, you know, it's a constant process, isn't it? You know, you're trying to just get a little bit better each month.
Yeah.
But when you've done it once, it's like I said before, like, if it's a really hot day, like heat wave in Northampton, go down to Abingdon Park, lots of people there, everyone's roasting hot, obviously unable to handle the heat because we're English.
Yeah.
And if you went to Costco, where you can buy 24 bottles of water and they work out about 11 pence each, go stick them in a cool box, sell them for £1 a go.
Yeah.
You know, that's 90p profit on each bottle you sell. That's a business.
Yeah.
That's it. That's a very successful, very profitable business.
It is.
If you can scale that up, obviously, you make a lot more money.
Yeah.
But I mean, that sounds crude and simple, but that is a business. It's buying and selling. It's not having something, you know, fulfilling a need and making money and being able to pay to keep the lights on and keep yourself fed. I mean, that is a business. And whether or not you're sending cars into space or selling bottles of water down the park, it's all the same.
Yeah, it really is. And I think as soon as you realise that, that's a powerful thing in itself, to realise that you are a business, and there's only a couple of steps you need to do to make it a successful business.
Yeah.
And if you're not successful, identify what that is. It's probably really easy to fix.
Yeah.
Like, if you haven't got enough leads, find a way to make leads.
Yeah.
Like, if you can, there's a million ways to do it. We talk about it all the time, like going to Facebook groups and just post something, message your friends, make some flyers, make business cards, go to networking meetings, pay for advertising in the local paper, whatever's the most relevant to you. Put posters up in the community hall. Whatever it is, there's there's no excuse not to have, not to generate leads or not to have clients. The only reason you're not going to have them is because you haven't thought about how to do it. There's infinite ways to do it.
Yeah.
There's always more ways to do it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can find ways to do it via Tinder or there's infinite ways. Where like it seems so easy now.
Yeah.
Because you haven't even got to leave the house really. For most businesses, just to create enough leads for 6 months or enough clients for 6 months or a year.
That's it. How much money do you need? You know what? I mean, you posted yesterday or the day before. Excuse me. Oh, you're really boring. Making £1 million and breaking it down. You know, you need 500 people to pay $2,000 a month or whatever it is over the space of a year, and that'll make you $1 million. So whatever your target is, whether it's 50 customers or whether it's £50, what does that break down to?
Yeah.
You know, per month, per week, per day, or how many customers is that within a certain space of time? And then it becomes really achievable.
Yeah.
In fact, I did it last night. Like, how much money do I need to pay everything I need to pay?
Yeah.
And have a bit left over? It's like, well, that's the first target then.
Yeah.
To pay that to make everything sustainable.
Absolutely.
So that you're not worrying, like, can I pay the rent this month? You know, financial strain is like the biggest stress you can have in your life.
Yeah.
Besides family, health, and all that sort of stuff. But there's sometimes with money, there's no leeway. There's no grey area. You know, if you can't pay the rent, if you can't pay your payment, you don't have any money for food. What do?
Yeah.
You can't. You're out of your house. You're giving the car back. You're skipping meals.
Yeah.
It's like you need to cover those basics. And as soon as that becomes achievable, it's like, right, I need 20 clients this month.
Yeah.
Anything over that is like extra money, bonus. It's like, well, maybe you can start something else as well.
Yeah.
Maybe you can do another project that you've been holding back on, or it's just extra money for you, so you can have a holiday, or do things that make it really fun. Or now you can work less. So you can have an extra day off a week or an extra afternoon off a week or whatever it is. But it just takes thinking about it.
Yeah.
Breaking it down.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I know that as long as I shoot 2 music videos a month, I've covered all my overheads.
Yeah.
So the rest of the time, I've just got to try and spend it effectively, sort of thing. But advice I give to people when they're starting out is you might not, like your first month, say your overheads were £1,000 for that first month. You can't, probably, if you're just starting out, you probably can't go out and just charge full price, like 500 quid or £1,000 for whatever your service is. But you could probably do 5 small jobs for 200 quid or something like that.
Yeah.
So just do that. And then next month, charge 250 quid.
Yeah.
And then the month after that, charge 500 quid. Because I'm talking about freelancing, I guess creative industries and stuff. You're building your portfolio and you're still paying your rent, and it's actually not very difficult at all.
Yeah.
If when you're starting out you can't get clients because people don't know who you are or what you're about, give them a bit of a deal to begin with. That's building your portfolio. You're still paying your rent.
Yeah.
And once the portfolio is built, and once your what's the word called? Reputation's built.
Yep.
Put the prices up.
Yeah.
It's not rocket science.
No. I think that's something that might be overlooked as well. Reputation. I think that's everything, isn't it? Particularly if you're the business, if you are the only, employee or whatever. If you're not nice, or you don't do a good job, or you have said you'd do something and you wouldn't, why would anyone come back to you?
Yeah.
Rehearsal studios is a good example, because if you're in a band, you're already rehearsing somewhere, and the only reason, or it has to be a really good reason to change where you're rehearsing. So I knew, well, it's got to be a significant. I've got to try and make it. Yeah, help yourself to coffee, mate. That I've got to try and make it significant. No, just pour it. It's all good to go. Comes out slowly, but it's all good. Having a little wee. Lovely, delicious coffee supplied by Yellow Bourbon Coffee Roasters for all your coffee needs. No, it's great, actually. It's delicious. Yeah, really good. I think it's Colombian this week. Yeah. Pop a couple of sugars in there. I don't want any, it's fine. Do you want coffee? Yeah. I don't pour my own coffee. Do you know who I am? This is all mine, this is. Just half. Just just half a cup, please. I'm efficient. Cheers, mate. No sugars. What was I saying? Oh, reputation. Yeah. So it has to be, for somebody to try a new rehearsal space, it has to be significantly better than where they are. And it can't be risky, because why would you go somewhere that might not be as good?
Yeah.
So I thought, well, yeah, how do you do that? The only way is to show people pictures, videos, and just be good and give good service, and then hopefully they'll tell other people. So if a band comes in here and has a bad experience, they'll go away, and the music community is
people
small.
Will find out.
They'll tell people. They'll go, oh, I tried that new place, it wasn't very good. Or I tried that new place and it was really good. It's like, oh, okay, well, we'll give it a try. It's exactly the same as anything else. You go to any other business, and it's so important. It can be easy to forget that, because to you it might feel like, excuse me, it might feel like it's one interaction out of 1,000. What's 1 in 1,000? Yeah, but it's not. It's like dropping a pebble in the water. It ripples out, and everyone finds out.
And I find as well, even like an eBay seller, I'll always check to see what the people's comments are. If I find one thing that says they're bad or they had a bad experience, I'm like, that might happen to me as well.
Yeah,
I think I'm probably going to give this a miss.
Yeah.
So it's really important, and it's so easy now to leave reviews. Like someone could leave you a bad review that would take them 30 seconds to write. It could destroy your entire business.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Yeah.
I spoke about it before, actually. I got a 1-star review on Facebook. I think it might have been me and you talking about it. But it's not so annoying, you forget, but it's like, you just wonder why someone who's never been here, I don't know whether it was a bot or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And you can't dispute it, you can't comment, it's there.
It's from the Philippines as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, obviously never been.
There might have been here in Northampton. They might live in Northampton. But I don't, not that I know everyone that's ever been here, but I don't recognise them, and I'm the only person that works here. So that's frustrating. It hasn't had a detrimental effect, because, it's like 20 5-star reviews, one star review. Hopefully people will think, oh, well, that's different. Yeah. And obviously, I'm sure I haven't been the perfect host or business owner to everyone that's come in. I'm sure I've been less chatty than I should have been, or I said something kind of lost in translation. It sounded like I was being rude or whatever. It's inevitable. No. It's inevitable that something's going to go wrong, or something's going to, or some people can't be pleased. These people exist.
That's true, yeah. And
people don't want to know.
I experience that in business as well, and all you can do is just get that experience over with as quick as possible and move on. There's nothing you can do. Some people will never be happy.
Yeah.
And it can completely ruin your life, or the way I deal with it, do the best job I can, know I've done the best job I can, make that my priority to get that done, and just never work with them again.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people as well are worried about turning work down and stuff, but oh my word, your life would be so much better. There's no point in doing work for bad people.
No.
They'll never be happy, your life will be ruined.
Yeah.
Well, that's enough. Those 2 points are enough, really.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Some people that, for whatever reason, aren't very nice. You shouldn't judge. You don't know what they've got going on or what's happened to them in the past. But you're not there to teach them how to be nice, or to tell them how to be to have less friction in their relationships, whatever. That you can't do that.
Yeah.
You're not a counsellor or whatever. So yeah, you just have to try and do what you said you're going to do, and leave it there.
Yeah.
It's difficult. It's particularly when they're paying you for a service.
Yeah. It is difficult, but also it's also dead simple, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah, that's
just get it done. Never speak to them again.
Yeah. As long as you've been civil and you've done what you said you were going to, then you're all good, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. But even then, still might leave a bad review.
Yeah, that's it. What can you do? Yeah, hopefully the positive reviews will outweigh the negative.
Yeah.
So what are your you mentioned a few of the things that you're doing, but what are your aims and goals for the future then? You've got a lot of projects running at the same time.
Yeah, I've got a lot going on. It's because I want to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
The only way I can do a lot of things is just by doing a lot of things. There's no other option, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So right now I'm having like an overhaul of my video business, which is mainly music video. I do fashion video as well. I've been learning a lot about marketing and sales and stuff. So I've also invested quite a lot in just educating myself about that sort of thing, because it's something that you can go out and try it, which I have gone out and tried it before and it's been successful to an extent. But I think to level up, there's certain things that it's difficult to gain that information on unless you kind of pay someone to teach you.
Yeah.
But that's really helped me a lot, and it's opened my eyes a lot as well. So I still making music videos, still doing fashion videos as well. That's all good. For me, that business is kind of, it's established. I 100% know what I'm doing. So to an extent, the challenge is kind of gone from it, because I know it. I've been doing it for 8 years. I think it's 7 or 8 years. So I want to keep moving forwards and having different challenges and things to do. So I've started a couple of Facebook groups to kind of give me a new challenge and to move into something completely new. So one of the groups, like I said, is a freelance millennial community where we just kind of talk and help each other as freelancers or self-employed entrepreneur type people, which is really good. I was going to keep building that and kind of see what happens. I've also got something called the Rock and Roll Video School, where I want to show people sort of just how easy it is to make a viable business out of making music videos. Because people are always shocked. I probably work with about 40 bands a year, and people are always shocked that it's my full-time job.
Yeah.
But to me, it seems they think it's kind of like, how do you do it, sort of thing. It doesn't seem possible. So I've created a group called it's called Make Music Videos Your Full-Time Hustle, the Rock and Roll Video School. And the idea of that is to encourage people to kind of take control of their employment, I guess, and learn how to make music videos and learn how to market yourself and go out and actually make something, like create a viable business, just by learning a few skills and doing it the right way. Because it is such a great lifestyle, and it's so achievable that it seems unattainable to so many people, which doesn't seem right, because it is so achievable. And obviously I've learned a lot of things doing it for the last 8 years, so I'm kind of putting some course type things together in like ebooks and stuff like that. They're going to be going out in the next couple of months now, actually. And yeah, just sharing the knowledge, just trying to encourage people to do something cool with their lives. People in bands especially, because like I said before, I used to work all day in like a factory type environment, then I'd play gigs at night. If I needed to leave half an hour early to drive to Stoke or whatever, that was like a night. My boss was a nightmare about it. You work for yourself, doing something like music videos, which is still in the in the field of what you enjoy. It's something creative. It's working with bands and stuff. You haven't got to ask for time off. No. You probably shoot once or twice a week.
And you can come and do this.
And I can come and do this,
on a Wednesday morning, afternoon sort of thing. So, and we didn't have to ask anyone to do this.
Exactly.
So, do you want to do it? Yeah.
That's enough, isn't it? What? That alone for me, just to have that freedom to do what you want.
I mean, what time are we on now? It's about 11:40. So, I remember the jobs that I've been in, the last one that I had. Sort of get to work, have a coffee, look forward to the coffee. And then it's like, look forward to lunch. And then I'd have another coffee in the afternoon just to look forward to it. And then you're looking forward to it finishing. It's like, that's all it was. It's like, right, the next good thing that happens is having a coffee. The next good thing that happened is having some food.
He's going to the toilet.
He's going
on your phone in the toilet for 5 minutes.
It wasn't like it, I wasn't working in a fucking mine. I was working at a desk.
Yeah.
It was just boredom.
Yeah.
I just wasn't interested in what I was doing. Now, I get bored in this job, and sometimes you do things that you're not interested in. But the vast majority of the time is fun, and it's up to you. It's up to you to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
When you got your own business.
Yeah.
cleaning. I'd do the cleaning here. It's like, well, if I really didn't like it, I could pay somebody to come and do it. Maybe earn a little bit more money somewhere else and pay for somebody to come and do it. You have that control. It's up to you, Yeah. So, sorry to interrupt, but it just made me think, like, what was I doing? How was I feeling? It's like, that's what it was. I was like, I'd spend money on getting nicer coffee because I really looked forward to it, even though it only took me 5 minutes to make it. But I'd really enjoy it, and it's like, man, this is the only pleasure I'm going to get for the next 4 hours.
Yeah, I remember feeling like that. It's a sensory pleasure when you're like, maybe depressed is exaggerating it, but when you're at least oppressed or suppressed, in a job like that, I think sometimes that means I used to like having a bag of crisps. Yeah. Like, that's
simple.
I still like crisps, but like,
not that much.
No, I don't look forward to having a bag of crisps. Yeah. It's crazy.
Sorry, I feel like I should have got some crisps. What's your flavour?
I was literally when I was in this job, I still like them, but when I was in this job, I used to get a bag of Worcester sauce.
Yeah.
Is it Worcestershire?
Walker's,
Walker's, the purple ones. Yeah. From the sandwich van that had come around.
Yeah.
But that used to be, I used to look forward to walking outside for 30 seconds to the sandwich van.
Definitely.
What a nutter.
God, yeah, when I worked in a call centre and the van came round, it was like, they'd ring do the horn, and it's like, he's here. And everyone runs out, no, you can't go out, you got to stay on the phone. Yeah. I'll go out, and then you're like, oh, come on, I don't want him to go.
Yeah, got to get a toffee crisp.
I need a vegetable samosa. It's depressing to think about that. There's little moments of pleasure when really, that's not living.
It's not, no.
Obviously, some people do that job and love the job.
Some people do, but even then, I don't think that's many people's dream.
No.
And I mean, maybe some people like the security and the routine, but I don't really like security or routine.
Yeah, it can depends what you're like, but it can get boring.
We've spoken about it before. Josh is really good at posting things on a regular basis on Instagram and building a brand that way, like doing things at the same time every day. Like, you're really good with your notebook and doing stuff.
Yeah. But you still do it.
I do it, but I'm more erratic.
Yeah, but it still gets done.
It does get done,
doesn't it? It's just finding out what works best for you. Yeah. It took me a while to work that out.
Yeah.
It's like a little bit of discipline, like Jocko Willink says, former Navy SEAL guy. Discipline equals freedom, and he says, like, just a small bit of discipline. And that really helps me. It's like, right, well, daily tasks, some of my daily tasks are the same every day. So I know I've got to do them. I'll write them down. It's like, I don't even think about it. It takes up no willpower. It takes up no thought. It's like, get to work, look at the notepad, do what's on the notepad.
Yeah.
Whereas if I'm holding that all in my head, it's like, right, remember to do that later. Remember to do that. And then you forget stuff inevitably. It's like, that actually causes you extra stress. So just 2 minutes, not even that, 60 seconds of jotting down the 10 things I've got to do, and then I basically just forget about it all until I'd come to look at the pad.
Yeah,
but that doesn't work for a lot of people. It doesn't work for a lot of people. That's fine.
I think that the last real job I had, you know what I mean. The last time I was employed,
boring job you had.
But yeah,
the last boring,
dangerous, horrible job I had. I worked there for 3 years. I literally can't remember anything that happened. Nothing happened at that job in the 3 years I was there. Yeah. And it went so quickly because it was a routine. Like that, getting up at the same time every day, driving the same route every day, which absolutely, I hate driving the same route every day. Yeah. But I think I've got a sort of phobia of routine and doing the same thing every day. Because those 3 years were so atrocious that anything that slightly relates to that, like, I don't even like having sandwiches anymore because I used to have sandwiches every day. I think that relates to that.
It's like negatively, I don't know what the word. It's like association, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like Pavlovian.
Pavlovian conditioning. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah,
but I just don't want to be. I don't like how I was then. I hate the situation of working with someone else, I don't want anything in my life to even relate slightly to that, because it was so terrible.
Yeah.
So now my life is, nothing's the same.
Yeah. That's good. That's I like that, because I think I can relate to that in the way that working in one of the offices that I did, mostly with lovely people, a couple of idiots, but I mean, you get that everywhere, don't you? And I'm sure some people probably thought I was an idiot.
Well,
So, but the work was boring and required little thought. What was my point? So working in that office environment made me think, do you want to do this all the time? And at the time, I wasn't overqualified for that job.
Yeah.
I thought I could do more with my brain, but my qualifications were absolutely right for that job. I thought, right, okay then. So what do? Do you stay here and climb the ladder that way, because you can't get a better job without having the experience, or you've got to make something. You've got to create your own job and give that a go. So without that negative experience, that conditioned me to think, well, as soon as I start getting lazy, back to the call centre for me.
Yeah, that's it. I think once you've experienced that freedom as well, you're not going to go. You can't go back to that.
No.
Like whatever happens, I've always said, if for some reason the video business goes down, you never know what's going to change. Even if I had to like buy a lawnmower and a strimmer and some shears, I'll just drive around and do people's. I'm never ever been in a situation where I'm working for someone else to the degree where myself as a person is devalued, because that's crazy. It's for money.
Yeah.
It's not that, when you break it down, it's not that far from just being like a prostitute.
You know what? I've thought about that before. I've probably said it before, like getting paid.
No offense to prostitutes, but I'm not judging anyone at all. People do everything for like a certain reason.
You get paid.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but like, I don't want people to think that I look down on prostitutes or anything, homeless people or drug addicts, anything like that. I don't at all.
No. It sounds like you're. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But it sounds like you are, but you're not.
No, but all I'm saying is there's really not much difference between it.
No. Yeah, and that's it. It's like what we're all agreeing, just as much as anyone selling a service, whatever their service is. My rate is, or if you work in an office, my rate is £7.50 an hour. Like the human that is Josh Astrop, for 60 minutes of his life, £7.50. Now, when you say it like that, it's like, are you fucking kidding me? So it's like, you can get me to do anything you want within reason for £7.50 an hour. Like, if you want me to carry books upstairs, if you want me to copy information from here to here, or you want me to carry bricks or build a house or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like the human that, I feel like that. It's like when you look at it in that scale, and that's it. Like, what is your life's work? You're only alive for 75, 80 years.
Yeah.
For an hour of that time, £7.50. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, but obviously, you need to earn money. You have to pay bills. You might have family or whatever. So there is an element of that. But it's like you're worth more than £7.50.
Yeah.
I'm worth at least £8.50. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous.
But it's got to the point now where I know people that have got like steady jobs where they'll go to the same thing every day and they progress up the ladder. And like, I've got a big pay rise. I'm like, that's why I go, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, you're literally doing what you've got that because you're doing what someone tells you to do every day.
Yeah.
That's depressing.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly don't think I could work for someone else. And I used to say, if someone offered me a job and they were like 50 grand a year, I'd take it. I think that's gone up to 100 grand now.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah, it would depend on what the work is, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, obviously, there is probably a job or several jobs that I would love to do, and working for somebody else might not be as bad as I remember, because I would be doing a job I want to do and probably getting paid more than I've been paid before. I could probably make that happen, but I wouldn't have freedom to do what I want to do, and that's really what I want.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily about the money or just about doing something I'm interested in. It's about being able to do what I want to do, which regularly changes.
Yeah.
And that's not a job. Yeah.
Yeah.
You come and do it. Come and work for us, and you can do whatever you want any day. It's like, well, that, yeah. You come and work for us, and you can be this position, or you can be this position.
Yeah.
But you can't deviate and change. So I think that's what it is. It's having the freedom.
Yeah.
And if you're well paid as well, then that's obviously beneficial.
That's very unlikely, though, isn't it?
Mm.
I think to have those two things working for someone else.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone that's got it.
No, that's it.
And I feel that when someone's in that situation, they just become obsessed with, like getting new cars when they come out, which that might be their passion or whatever.
Yeah.
Or getting a new phone when it comes out, or getting a new kitchen fitted.
Yeah.
But all that, I don't know. I just think there's something really wrong. I feel like you've probably been conditioned in quite a bad way if that's what you're looking forward to.
Yeah.
Maybe people think I'm an idiot, but to me that just doesn't seem right. That's not really a human thing, is it?
As soon as I get that feeling like I want that new thing, that fancy thing, that status thing.
Yeah.
I think, do you really want it?
Yeah.
What does it mean? And I've done that enough times where I've bought the thing that I wanted to, that was probably a bit too much money and I don't need, and I haven't felt any better at all.
Yeah.
And I've done that enough times now that I've eventually learnt my lesson. It's like, it's not going to make you happy.
It doesn't. I mean, a few months ago, I had a few really good months with like some good clients, and it paid really well. And I was going to buy a car, and I kind of thought about it for a bit. I was really going to do it, and then when the money came in, it's a bit like, I don't really think this is going to do anything for me.
Yeah.
So for the first time in my life, I've actually saved money that I was going to sort of buy a car with.
Yeah.
Because what is it going to give me?
Yeah. What's going to be improved by this?
Yeah. I don't feel like if I was driving around in a flashy car, that wouldn't even feel like me.
Yeah.
That's just not who I am.
If your feet aren't coming out the floor, then it's not Adam Fitch.
Yeah, that is true though. But I think even when I do make 6 figures or 7 figures, I don't feel like I'm going to want that.
Mm. It's options, isn't it? I think that gives you freedom as well, because when you're trying to make money and trying to afford that holiday, or trying to, even repair the car because it's broken and you need a car, you don't have any options. It's like, I've got to stay in this job because I need this money. Most people are 1 or 2 paychecks away from being homeless.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
If I don't get paid this month, I've got to borrow money from somebody.
Yeah.
Or somewhere. So, a lot of it becomes financial, but having that money, I think for me, it's not that I can then buy shit, get that car that I've always wanted, or get that house, have that. It's like, if I want to, I can.
Yeah.
But what do I really want to do?
Yeah.
I wonder what that feeling. You hear it time and time again, people that are rich and famous, or just rich, whatever. It's like, it's not what you think it is.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to not think, have I got enough money for rent? Am I going to make enough money for rent? Or can I afford this thing that's not expensive? It would be nice to be able to, like Rogan says it really well, to have enough money to not worry about paying the rent and go to a restaurant and not have to check the price of everything.
Yeah.
It's like that's it, really.
Yeah.
It's like, just to be able to have the item on the menu that's £5 more expensive.
Yeah.
And not worry about it.
See, I've never worried about that.
But you're flash git, aren't you? You just get a wad of hundreds on the table.
I don't mean I've never done it because I've always had loads of money. I always think if I'm going to go to a restaurant, I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm not going to be like, I can only afford the chips. I'll be like, I'm going to go in debt, and I'm going to have the most food possible. I'm having 3 courses. We are enjoying ourselves.
Get a lobster.
I'm vegan.
Get the fake lobster. Yeah.
Lobster. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
Ty Lopez.
Yes.
I saw an interview with him. I can't even remember what it was, but he said all the money he's got now doesn't actually make him happy. He's got more problems now than he did when he had less money.
So Ty Lopez is Well, what? He was an investor, wasn't he, or something?
Yeah, he invests. I'm not even sure what he does.
Now he just sells courses and
Pretty much, yeah.
makes videos of Lamborghinis and women wearing bikinis. I think that's pretty much.
Little rhyme there.
Did it? Oh yeah, Lamborghinis and bikinis.
And he said, making 100 grand a year is when you've got enough money to do whatever you want, but you don't have the added problems of having like a huge rent or huge payments on cars. Excuse me, sorry.
It's fine.
100 grand is the. He said that was when he was the happiest.
Yeah, I can. Yeah. Well, there was a study done where it's like, this is going to be butchered and completely vague, but something along the lines of like, it was dollars. It was like up to $80,000 a year. That's like optimum happiness from money.
Yeah.
Anything over that, and your happiness is marginally increasing, whether it's 90,000 or 10 million a year. The difference in happiness. I mean, what is happiness? You know, there's a lot of grey area there, but that's the sort of range where you can pay for stuff. You know, you can afford to live and eat out and not worry that if the car breaks, you can't afford to fix it.
Yeah.
And that's probably a similar sort of thing. You know, maybe more money would make you more happy, but probably only a tiny fraction. It's not worth the significant amount of work that it takes to increase that.
And also, I think one of the points he was making was once you've elevated to that point where you're a multi-millionaire, you're gaining negative attention as well. Obviously, he wanted attention because that was how he made. Yeah. That's how he went from having like quite a lot of money to having loads of money. It was just pure attention. But even though he's got that and he paid for it, I don't think it's a positive for him at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe earning all the money in the world isn't the best option.
Yeah.
But just 6 figures, maybe just stop there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an interesting one, and money's not something that people like talking about, is it? Because it feels negative, or you're just in it for the cash, the cold hard cash. But we've been there where we haven't paid the rent. We had to borrow money. Yeah, you know, we've struggled, and we've had to. I've had to sell stuff to pay for bills.
Yeah,
and when you, I think most people are in that situation. Really, most people aren't financially comfortable. So it you've to get rid of that stress feels like that would be great.
Yeah,
just to relieve that tension.
I mean, it would. I'm not saying I'm not super rich. Put it that way at all. No. But I'm at a position now where I'm comfortable. I've built everything up to a level where I haven't got to worry about stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm comfortable. If something comes up and it needs to be paid for, I can pay for it. But for me, the next level would be I can do that for myself, and then like immediate friends and family. You can if something happens there, you can be like, don't worry about it. It's sorted, sort of thing.
That's it. To be able to say to your folks like, I've paid the mortgage off.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't know about you, but Mike, you feel like everything that they've done for you, if I gave them everything I've got and everything I'm ever going to earn while they're alive, that's still not enough.
Yeah.
Still not enough to repay what they've done for me and what they've sacrificed. So yeah, it must be a nice, and you hear about it all the time, you know, people that made their money and then they've done that, they've paid their parents' mortgage off, or they've bought them a car. You know, it's like to be able to repay the people that have helped you out in your life. That I think it's make yourself secure. Yeah. And then your family and people that you care about to at least hopefully relieve that stress for them. Yeah. That would be fantastic.
It would be, yeah. Or treat them to a holiday or a year or whatever it
Take
is.
them out for a coffee or something.
Yeah. Not Starbucks.
No.
But yeah, I think, that's the plan. That's the plan. Have you got... the thing is, like, I know people don't like talking about money.
Yeah.
And because it can be a really ugly thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it hasn't got to be. Because if you're just open about it, it doesn't necessarily mean you're bragging about it. It doesn't mean that if you earn more money, you think you're better. It's kind of like a bit of a game, really.
Yeah, it is.
I think that's a nice way to treat it. Like, I don't get obsessed with my finances at all. I don't really look at my bank account because that's not going to affect anything. Yeah. I do the amount of work that I do. If it goes into the overdraft, there's nothing I can do about that one way or the other. So what's the point in checking it, sort of thing? I check it probably once every 3 months just to make sure it's kind of there.
I'd advise people to check their bank accounts regularly.
What's the point? What are they going to do though?
Yeah, but you need to. If you're running out of money, you need to know.
Nah.
No,
you
don't need to know.
Well, what are you going to do?
Yeah, but if you're out of money,
I'm earning as much money as I earn. It's not going to change anything.
Yeah, but if you're running out of money, then you need to earn more money.
Yeah, but I'd rather not know.
How do you pay your rent if you haven't got any money?
There'll be money in there.
No, well, that's it.
But
the thing is, there's money in there.
Yeah, but
even if you don't know how much, because if it comes to the end of the month and you're at zero and you've got no overdraft, and they say, right, it's rent day today. And you go,
I may make some people be homeless.
I think you can't.
But it's
important to know where you are and where.
I don't think it is.
You don't think it's important to know if you've got enough money to pay your rent?
No, I don't. Personally, I don't think that affects anything. I know that sounds crazy, but the amount of money.
What happens then if you don't know how much money you've got, and you spend all your money, and then it's rent day, and the landlord says, "Can I have the rent?" and you say, "I haven't got any money," and he says, "Right, you got 2 days. See you later."
I'd chase some invoices and.
Yeah. Okay. So you might not have the money, but you've got money on its way.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad thing to know your bank account.
I do.
I think that might be the most stupid thing you've ever said.
I've had this conversation with a few people. Now, a lot of people have said that is the most stupid thing I've ever heard in my life. But it makes sense to me.
But it's unnecessary risk.
It's not a risk. I'm not going to suddenly, if I keep checking my bank account, I'm not all of a sudden going to have more money. It's always going to be the same amount of money.
But if you don't know, then you don't know.
What do I need to know for?
Yeah, but
I'm just going to worry about it.
Yeah, but say you've spent all your money and you've got no more invoices coming in.
Yeah.
Then you know, I should do some more jobs.
Yeah.
Get some more money. But if you don't check the bank account, you don't know that situation, so you don't get more jobs. So you're still at zero.
Yeah, but I've always got like sums going on in my head of how much work I do in a month.
Okay, well, so yeah, you're aware of your finances without checking your bank account.
Well, to a degree.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. Sometimes it's a shock. Sometimes it's a positive shock. Sometimes it's a negative shock. But either way, there's nothing I can do about it.
Well, there is, because you can make more money.
Yeah, but I'm doing it. I'm trying to do it anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's. You're still aware of how much money you're earning. You're just not aware of how much money's in the bank account, because you know how many jobs you've done.
Yeah.
You know how many invoices are outstanding.
Yeah.
So it's not like you don't know how much money you've got, and you don't know how much money's coming in.
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
Okay.
I don't think it's worth obsessing over.
No, don't be obsessed, but I think knowledge is good.
Knowledge isn't good.
But for bank accounts.
Knowledge is bad. But I think that's... there's this whole thing... There's this thing called the abundance mindset as well, where you don't worry about that sort of thing. Which for me is like really helpful.
Okay.
Because like I said, this is probably going to be damaging for a lot of people, but I don't think that's a helpful... I think it's helpful to worry about money. You do. Everyone does what they can do.
But maybe you're in a fortunate position then, that you can afford to do that. Because you know you need to keep making money, obviously.
Yeah.
You can't stop work. So then you know what your bottom line is. What did you say, 2 videos a month?
Yeah.
So you know how much money that is.
Yeah.
So you know if you keep doing that and don't spend too much money. You know, you've got figures in your head.
Yeah, vaguely
going on. Yeah, so you have. It's not like you don't know anything. You know how much you need to make.
I don't want to know anything, though.
No, yeah. But you know how much you need to make, and you know whether you're doing that or not.
Yeah.
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 Which is sort of, but which is one of the advantages of working for yourself.
Yeah.
You know all the money that's going in and out. Because the money that's coming in, you're earning, and the money that's going out is you're spending. You're there. It's not like there's other people dipping in.
Yeah.
So you do have some working knowledge without knowing the sum.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, I just don't gain anything from knowing about it.
I do not endorse that opinion.
I do.
but obviously it's working for you because you haven't got the bailiffs knocking at your door.
Yeah, it's most of the things I do is just to be as relaxed as possible and just have as nice a time as possible.
Is that what all the morphine's about?
Yeah. I've been taking codeine for my neck recently, actually.
Okay. It's good, isn't it?
Yeah. What was I going to say? Yeah, but that doesn't work for everyone. It drives Rachel mad. Rachel's like my partner.
Yeah.
It drives her mad, stuff like that.
Partner.
Yeah, Rachel is my partner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've actually been together 10 years this year.
Wow.
It's mad, isn't it?
That is, yeah.
I can't really believe that. Crazy.
Flies by, man.
How long have you been with Hayley?
8 years. Yeah. The same year I started this. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's mad, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. But the way I treat stuff like that does drive her mad. It's not for everyone, but for me, it just works.
Well, that's similar to you not writing lists down and stuff. That's like
that drives her mad, though.
Relaxed approach, a lack of organisation works for you.
Yeah.
Maybe if you were more organised sounds like that's the wrong word. If you were more particular about writing stuff down, checking bank accounts, that would just cause you more stress than it's worth.
Exactly. For me, that's not helpful for me. That just takes up brain space. I call it, but I don't know what it's actually called. I just call it brain space.
Willpower or whatever it is. Yeah.
Because I think you've only got sort of brain space for a certain amount of things. And as soon as you start introducing stuff you haven't actually got to worry about, you start slipping up on other things. Like I can keep up to date with all the projects I've got going on right now because of the way that I treat daily tasks and I treat my brain and I treat my finances and stuff. But if I was worried about all that stuff, then I probably would struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. I mean, and it's having, if you were working anywhere for somebody else, you wouldn't be able to be that relaxed, would you? There'd be one in stats and there'd be one in stuff which would stress you out. So, another reason why doing this kind of work is beneficial. Because it fits your personality.
I always say, whenever Rachel tries to make me do something, whenever Rachel wants to be productive towards or organised, I just think this is boring. Please don't make me do this.
Yeah.
Like there's some real boring things out there, isn't there? Like changing your address at the dentist or like, come on. Don't make me do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I do need to do, actually.
Okay, there you go. Well, you should fucking write it down. No, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Well, I'll tell you what's been interesting is seeing you change your attitude towards business and towards your making videos and that sort of stuff, because it's only in the last 2 years where you've really been going from sort of making music videos, trying to pay the bills sort of thing, to being very successful at making music videos, having the confidence that you've learnt a lot.
Yeah.
Because the difference between you just making videos, day in, day out, to having a group where you're teaching people how to make a business work, you haven't learned anything. You already knew it, but you didn't realise. Yeah. I think feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but you haven't, I don't think you now have any knowledge that you didn't already have, but you just didn't realise you already had the tools that you needed.
Do you know, it's not knowledge, it's clarity. Like, it's, everything is just a lot calmer. As soon as you realise you know what you're doing and you clear all the nonsense out of your head and stuff and you have clarity, I think that's when you can kind of share information.
Yeah.
There's nothing in there to kind of jumble it up anymore.
Yeah. I think that's right. You've obviously applied that across many things, different groups, music, career, your book or books that might be coming out in the future. It's exciting to see, and that's given me confidence. Like, oh yeah, okay, maybe I do know enough, or maybe I can use it in other ways. And I'm a member of the groups, so I get value from those and other people that are in them as well. And I've asked advice from other people and given advice to other people. So it's great. It's really good.
Well, that for me is like the ideal reaction. That's what I want everyone to be like. I want them to be a part of that thing and be like, hold on a minute, it's so simple to actually make this work.
Yeah.
And change your life, which you can. Everyone can change your life so easily. It's you're normally like 1 or 2 steps away from actually completely altering your life for the better.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, the way society is, a lot of people aren't told they can do whatever they want. Maybe they're told they're stupid at school, or they get bad grades, so they think they can't do things, or they're in the bottom groups, or they didn't make it into the university they wanted to go to, or they didn't get a first at university, so they think they can't do whatever they want because they failed in like one certain area of life. But everyone can do whatever. I really, really think anyone can just do whatever they want. You've got to think about it.
Yeah.
Or maybe not think about it.
Yeah, that's it. Sometimes it is just, you need to take that leap of faith. And having a lack of knowledge, it can be beneficial.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if you knew everything from the beginning, it's too much.
Yeah.
It's like, it's funny, it's very similar to weightlifting, to like Olympic weightlifting. When you're learning like snatch and clean and jerk, there's so many different elements that most people, I mean, I'm no expert. I've only been doing it for a couple of years, but you can't think about it all at the same time because your brain just goes, well, no. You can't. There's 12 elements here, one at a time, but then you're doing them so fast you can't work. So you have to take it step by step. Right, this time we're going to focus on this. This time we're going to do this. And then slowly it becomes normal and you don't think about it and it's natural.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. It's like, you know, most of this stuff, some of it you make up along the way, and your business changes. I mean, no two businesses are the same, generally speaking, because you can make up the rules and you might be serving a different section of the market which require different things.
Yeah.
So, you know, the ability to be flexible is not only beneficial because you're making it up, but also other people need different things as well. So it's beneficial on both fronts. Okay, cool.
Sweet.
I think we've sorted everything.
Yeah, that's
Solved all
pretty
the
much the
problems.
world sorted, yeah.
Thanks for your time, mate. I know
That's
you're
all
busy.
right.
I'll put the information of all the groups and everything in the show notes. And
Sweet. Yeah, if that's relevant to anyone, then come in. It is a helpful community.
Yeah.
Both things. Like the music video group, if you're in a band, it's kind of ideal. That's really the type of people I want to help, are the people who are how I was, where you're passionate about your band and you want to focus on it, but your work is kind of ruining it.
Yeah.
Making music videos is like the ideal job for that. The freelance millennial group, if you just want to work for yourself, if you do work for yourself, just come in. There's so much helpful information from there. I'm trying to put out as much value as possible and as much helpful information as possible, but everyone in there is like so helpful. There's people who kind of work in loads of different areas, and it's cool. So just come in.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Right.